Jahrod.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Man, what is good? Welcome, family, to another show.
Yes,
Man, we
sir.
got one of the best guests we ever have on the show all the time, man. Very enlightening, very not controversial, but definitely gets his points across, man. How you doing today, bro?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, man. I'm so glad we could have a part two, man. Well, you was moving, I was moving. Now we together, man. We could do a part two, man. And give people more of the experience with Kenya that I had versus talking about my wives and all of that stuff.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, you had the chat going crazy when we were talking about them wives now. Yeah, man.
I saw the comment section. I had to even go down. Had to go down there and talk to a couple of them, kind of getting out of control. You know who you are.
Hey, man, it's all good. It's all
Go
good. You know
ahead.
how they do. But hey, man, just give us some little context for the guys that didn't see the first video. How long have you been traveling to Kenya?
So actually, it was this year. It's crazy. We're still in 2021. This year was my first time ever going. I've been to Africa. That would have been my fourth time going to Africa in total. But it was my first time ever going to Kenya. I stayed for 3 months. 3 months from March of 2021 to June of 2021. It was during COVID when I went, so I had both. Had that experience. So what have you, going to a country when things were like on lockdown or what have you, which is it's plausible to do. You didn't need a vaccine or anything like that because there was no vaccine when I left. So it was nothing like that. And from what I understand, it's still not that way that you need a vaccine, but you do have to take a PCR test within 72 hours of arrival.
Okay, so real quick, run us through that. What all do you need to travel to Kenya right now, coming from America?
Okay, man. So let me make sure that because again, that was earlier in the year. But for what I needed was basically a negative PCR test. Now the thing about it is that you can do, like, if you take the rapid test, that's not a PCR test. That's it's another type of test that they're looking for or what have you. But you have to take the PCR test where they put the swab up in your nostrils, right? You have to do that in order to, at least at the time. And let me make sure that I'm up to date on it though, right? Because again, that was what's needed to travel to Kenya. All right. Let me see what the doggone. I'm trying to travel. Yep, here we go. State Department, because I don't want to look at nothing else but the State Department. You know what I mean? It says here, increase caution. We consider travel to Kenya, exercise, blah blah blah. What do you need though? Get the country information if you decide to travel. Visit city's webpage. Anyways, basically, like I said, what I know at that time was that you needed a negative PCR test within, I want to say, 72 hours. 96 or 72. It was like 96 or 72 at the time. I can't really remember. As well as you had to also do a visa, an online visa. So if you let me, I can show that process as well. If you want me to or what have you, I could share my screen and I could show what that's about. You got to do an online visa. They wouldn't allow me. Now, mind you, it's not that much. I think it's like only $50. Yeah, let me go ahead. This is not that. This is the actual dashboard. So and it's kind of tricky if you stay as long as I did. So you have to set up an account. Now I'll show people this because it's nothing like or anything crazy like that. So you have to go to their online portal, right? And and you have to set up an account, and which I did. Email, address, number. Okay. Now I made a mistake. Initially, when I went to file for my application. So let's say, view history. let me back because it takes you somewhere else. Services. Let me hit this.
Okay, so it is how much does a visa cost?
So the visa was like I think it was like $50 or something. Let me look.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look. I can't remember exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here it is. So here's the fees right here. You got the single entry. You got all these different categories, right? So I was I'm planning on going back again. So I'm like, well, I applied for the multi-entry visa, right? Now, whatever it says 101, but I didn't pay 101, which I was lucky. It is whatever the system set up. Like I didn't pay the 101. I ended up paying a lower amount, which was good to me because they denied it. You know what I'm saying? They denied my application because they were like, no, you don't qualify for the multi-entry visa. Now, I don't know what the distinction was. They said I need to file for the single entry visa, right? So that's this one right here. Okay.
Which means you can visit one time a year or something? Is that what that means?
I really don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, let's say this. When I was filling out the multi-entry visa, it had some things in there about saying, like if I was getting sponsored for like a job, and I just put not NA because I wasn't, right. So whatever the distinctions are, that's not the one to do. The one to do is a single entry, and I'm wondering what they basically. I think this is maybe just a money grab for them. Every time that you go to Kenya, you're gonna have to figure out.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: it only So this is why I'm bringing all of this up is because I did this, and you can see this. It's not that long, right? But, these are the things you need: valid travel document. Complete visa application, at least 3 blank pages in the passport. Yeah, this is all standard stuff, right? All visa applications attract a $1 service charge, blah, 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 blah. But you got it like the validity of will range from 3 to 12 months. Because see, I was there for 3 months, right? So that's why I did this MEV, but they said nope, you're not eligible for it. It's not for you. Let me go back here to home because this is actually my application. That's why I have 2 of them. See, this one declined and this was issued. All of this was done online. Now check this out. As you can see, this says March 1st. So I left on March 2nd. You know what I mean? And it was issued within a day. So once you put everything in, they respond. And they issued it out. It was no big deal. But this is the final stage. This is what it looks like. Yeah, see, $51. And this is the whole application. You got to put all of this stuff in. If you got to put your hotel information, or if you're visiting someone, you need to have. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I read that. Basically, what it says,
that's what I suspect.
He says, single entry simply means if you leave the country, you have to file for another visa if you want to come back to the country. That's what I figured it means.
Right. And like I said, I was planning on doing a multi-entry because again, I plan on multi coming back, but for whatever reasons, I didn't. It was denied. So obviously, I had to. Upload all this information, invitation from the host. I had to do that. Basically, now passport.
No, go back real quick. Invitation from the host. You have to do something with your Airbnb on there too.
Yeah, that or like say like, hey, I'm going to be visiting. So this is what I have done. Did it change? You seeing it? Did it change, brother? Or I don't know. Are you looking at it? I don't think you're showing it.
Hold on. Let me add it again. There you go.
Yeah, so this now, if you don't have anybody that you're visiting, then obviously you would have your hotel stuff in there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, because you don't need to have somebody that you're visiting, but you had to have something on there. So this is kind of what I wrote. I had done it for other people, so I just flipped it for me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
I just put myself from there.
Real quick, explain exactly what this is to us real quick.
So this is an invitation letter. This is basically just showing that, I'm saying, so because this is a requirement that was part of the, that was, okay, because it is flipping with me. Good. So like it says right right here, invitation letter from the host, because this is something that, that while you're filling out the form is going to ask you for, right? In my case, because I indicated that I was visiting somebody, right, which was Joan. And we could show you what she looks like later on, but yeah. And so anyway, okay, I drafted this up. She didn't, I drafted this up, and I already had an invitation letter previously, because like when I've actually have brought other people here to the States, right? You know what I'm saying? My two ex-wives, right? I already had this kind of listed up. Or if you're going to have anyone that's going to travel and they're trying to get a visa to come to the States, you're going to do exactly the same thing. You need to like have an invitation letter to that person, for that person. So I already had one kind of like formatted. So I just formatted it to where I was the person that was being invited to come to Kenya. It's just a formality, really. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and this is a must-have to enter. So you have to have all these things to enter Kenya right now.
I don't think you have to if you don't indicate that you're not having someone didn't bring you over. So you're not indicating that, hey, that a person like you in the application. I believe you can. In fact, I don't know if we want to go through the whole thing, but I believe there's
no. I just want to know the bare requirements to enter the country.
The bare requirements, yeah. So this is just something. Again, you asked me about this. I don't think this is necessary if you're just saying, hey, I'm going to just be a tourist, and you know what I'm saying. That's that, because under the guise that you don't know anybody. I knew someone.
Okay.
So I clicked a category where I know somebody. I'm staying with the friend, right? I'm staying with the friend. Oh, okay. Well, you staying with the friend? Then what's their address? What's their this and this? If I wasn't, then I would put all my hotel things. At the time that I had initially put this in, I didn't have my hotel, reservations and all of that through the Airbnb. Like that wasn't finalized at that moment. So I just used all of her information, right? I just used her stuff as, that's just one avenue. That's the avenue that I took. That I say, hey, I'm going to visit a friend or a family person, right? Then once you state that, then they want to know who is that person. You know what I mean? Okay. And so, you have to give them the details. Like I had to get a copy of her national ID. You know what I mean? Like that was part of the uploads. That was all part of the uploads, the host ID. If I hadn't selected that, I wouldn't have to put that down.
Okay. Okay, great. So basically, if I want to visit Kenya from Atlanta right now, only thing I have to really provide is a PCR test. I don't have to necessarily get the visa.
Yo, you do. You will.
Okay, so I got to get a visa. I got to do a PCR test. I get the visa. Yep. I need anything else?
That's it.
Okay, cool. But in the process of getting the visa, if I don't click on an Airbnb or a hotel, I would have to do the form that you just showed us.
Yeah, you have to state that, okay, well, you're staying with someone, because they want to know where you're staying, right? You know what I mean? They want to know if if you're not staying at a hotel, then who you're staying with. If you say you're staying with a friend or a family member, then they want to know that family member's information.
Okay, cool.
See what I'm saying? That family member or friend's information. And they're going to request for that. And that was what I stated. I'm staying with the friend. So I had to give her information, and I printed up an invitation letter. I mean, I wrote it myself, you know what I'm saying? I wrote it. She didn't write it. I wrote it.
Okay.
And to me, it's just a matter of formality, because like I said, when I submitted it, it was turned around. It was within like a day and a half. I got the visa. Okay. Now the airline. Now this is one of the things I ran into, because at one point in time I had read that you can apply for this when you at the air, like in Kenya. You didn't have to apply for it prior hand. Okay. So I hadn't gotten a response back, because I left from Chicago because, Detroit didn't really have any. I would have had to take a layover flight, you know what I'm saying, to get to a major city to get, because Detroit doesn't have international. It's not an international airport for the most part. There's no direct flights going from Detroit to Nairobi. Mainly it's like Chicago, Atlanta, freaking, New York. Those are, your major airports, you know what I'm saying? If you're not one of those.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about that. Do me a favor, dudes, brothers, hit that like button for your boy. So real quick, man.
Go ahead.
How long is the flight, and how much average is the flight coming from the East Coast? But you're coming from the East Coast, right?
Well, yeah, Midwest. I came from Chicago.
That's a little further then. Oh, so you fly to Chicago? Do you fly to East Coast first?
Yeah, that's what I did to make it cheaper. So I flew out of Chicago, and again, I did that purposely because I didn't, I wanted to kind of save money on the connecting flight. So I actually drove. I had my wife drive me. You know what I'm saying? I drove. She drove back. To Chicago. The flight I bought through ASAP tickets, which I'm not, they're not. I had a lot of problems with them, and I wouldn't say. Like I said, you have to be real cautious. I mean, that's all I have to say with them. In fact, they have a lot of bad reviews with their customer service. Now, if the flights leave on time and there's no cancellation, then it's good. I mean, my round trip flight was like $700 some bucks.
Oh, and, so hold on, you pay a round trip to go to Kenya, only $700?
Like 700 something. Yeah, yep.
That's not bad.
Not including, you know what I'm saying now, and on top of that, I was able to use Affirm. You can also loan, get the loan for the ticket as well. So ASAP has a thing with Affirm, which is like a financing company, right? You may have seen them with a lot of different stuff. I've noticed them out there, and you can actually get a loan. And so I didn't pay anything out of pocket like that day. You know what I mean? I just paid it off. It was like $69, over a period of like a year or something like that, and pay off the payments. So now, for whatever reason, this is the thing about why I'm like, I don't know about ASAP tickets, right? Yeah. So this is the thing that I ended up running into with them. Now, mind you, whatever they're doing, they're getting like hella cheaper tickets because compared to what I was, finding, like using kayak.com, so on and so forth, like they were like almost like half the amount, man. For the same time frame. Like I'm looking right now, and I'm looking at what 1,300, 1,800, 1,400 right now for January to January, right? Ticket on kayak.com. They don't even, and in fact, like they don't even advertise their tickets. They'll send you an email of their quote, or they'll have someone call you directly, right? They'll do that directly. And the problem I had with them was that because it was COVID, a lot of these companies were canceling their flights, right? See, like here's the thing, they like they don't even they always look at this $405. This is their advertisement. Europe $319, exclusively low airfares, and I'm waiting for them to. I think they actually called me while I was talking to you, because what they'll do is they'll send you a email, and then they'll tell you what the flight is. Now, if we look at Kayak, let me see here. Where am I on now? Okay, it's actually slipping. Okay, cool. All right. So you look at Kayak, right? It's right now for tickets I've chose. First of the year to the 30th, right? 31st is a month. Their lowest price was $1,300, $1,800, $1,400. This one is $22, $25. I'm sure you could probably find some more decent ones, but this was, this is why I ended up going with ASAP. Is again, like I told you, 700, 800. Like almost half the price of what I was getting on these sites. And you're buying this directly from the airline. But the problem I ran into was that my flight was with Turkish Airlines, right? That's who ASAP got the tickets with Turkish Airlines. And they actually canceled the flight before. They canceled a leg of the flight, right? So my flight was from Chicago to Istanbul to Nairobi. That was the flight path, right? So the flight from Istanbul to Nairobi was canceled. And the thing is, I couldn't call Turkish Airlines because I had booked through
That's happened to me
ASAP.
before. Right. Yeah, I've done that before.
Right.
You gotta call
Now,
them. You gotta call ASAP.
So in the beginning, everything was cool. You know, the person calls, you pay for the ticket. They even have an option, you know, like, man, you know, the customer service is really great. You know what I mean? You could actually even tip them and stuff like that, you know, the person that you're buying from. What ended up happening was that, you know, so now I have this issue. You know, I didn't change the date. They did. You know what I mean? They canceled it. Turkish did. So, you know, I'm calling and I don't get my person that I dealt with, my agent or whatever. I get some other, you know, person. And they're like, yeah, let me call them. And then they come back. This is because it happened about 2 times. This happened to me where I call them and the agent, I call the agent, he doesn't answer, but I get somebody, right? And then they like, oh, let me call the airline. Then they call me right back, you know, like maybe 20 minutes or, well, that's going to be an additional charge of, I'm like, additional charge? Like, how? No, I didn't cancel the flight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand if I did, but you know what I mean? And this is something they're known for. ASAP is known for, or what have you. I ended up finding out because it happened to me for another flight that I bought with them for somebody else. So then I call, you know, I'm trying to get my original person, not responding, nothing. Then the other agent, so now I get another guy. And this company is like based out of, like, their workers for sure are offshore. They're not here in the States. Right. All of them have like either Asian accents or Russian or Eastern European accents, no Americans whatsoever. So this guy was trying to hammer me, and he kept going down on the price. And I'm like, no, I'm not paying nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because then I called Turkish. Turkish told me, like, look, if we cancel, we don't charge your agency anything. We don't charge the customer anything. But you're going to have to.
You breaking up a little bit. You borging out.
Am I? Are you sure? Okay.
Oh, man, just froze a little bit. Hold on.
Hello? I'm not frozen. I'm talking. Can you hear me? Hello? I'm still here. I can see you.
Hey, I had to mute you, bro. You borging out a little bit there. You borging out a little bit. Fellas, do me a favor, hit that like button. We got 60 in the room. That's what's up. Shout out to Mace Tiger in the building. We got Julius Brown in the building. We got GC in the building. Okay, let's see if he refreshed.
Can you hear me now?
He's back now.
I never left, man.
You still borging out a little bit. You still borging out. Yeah, try coming back in.
Okay.
Okay, maybe it's my internet then. Maybe I'm.
Yeah, I think it's your end, bro.
You there?
Yeah, I've been here the whole time. I never stopped. I'm seeing you clear the whole time. I don't know if it's your internet, because I don't think it's mine, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You know what? It could possibly be my internet. Honestly speaking, it could be mine.
Yeah, man. Because I'm.
It says on my side. Okay.
I'm like I said.
He said BMT got this time around.
Yeah, I don't think it's my side, dude.
Well, let me refresh. Let me refresh then. Let me refresh.
Okay, because not one time did he ever stop. I could hear you guys. I could hear his audio 100% clear.
All right, you there?
Yeah, man. You've always been clear for me. I never heard what you were hearing. Is it still buggy on your side? Hello? Can you?
Yeah, I'm here. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I've never left. And there's never been, I never saw what you were seeing. Is it bad now or what? Can somebody in the
man, this internet in Brazil, boy, I tell you.
What are the people in Facebook saying? I mean, in YouTube. Now you froze. Okay.
All right, look, we good, man.
We're good now?
You can unmute yourself. Yeah, we good. I don't know what that was.
Okay, all right. Because I was about to go to the YouTube chat. I mean, and say, hey guys, could you all hear me? I swear to you, Aaron, like you never stopped being clear. Every time you were talking, I could hear you, but you were saying I was coming through garbled. I'm not seeing no difference on my side. It's like perfect.
No, everybody said it was on my end, so it's probably me, man. It's Brazilian. It's Brazilian internet, so it can be a little janky sometimes. Yeah,
Okay.
man. You know.
Yeah.
All right.
So
how long is the flight from the East Coast to Nairobi? Because you're flying across the continent, right?
Yeah. So the way the flight path that they took, they kind of flew. We flew over Europe first to get to Istanbul, right? And then it was from Istanbul. Now we flew south to get to Kenya. So it was like a total of like, I want to say that, those two flights were like 19 hours, something like that, broken up, you know what I mean? The first one was like 11. I want to say from Chicago to Istanbul, that was like 11. And I had a layover for like a few hours or whatever. That's a really, really nice airport, man. Istanbul International Airport. That was really nice. I mean, it was like a mall. You know what I mean? Their terminals, it's like a mall, dog, in size. You know what I mean? I've never seen something as big as that one. And I was there probably about 3 or 4 hours, I want to say. And then it was like maybe a 6-7 hour flight from Istanbul to Nairobi. I ended up, so let's say this. I left Chicago time, which is an hour behind Eastern. We left, I want to say, what was that? Like 5, I think it was 6 or 7 in the evening. And I didn't get, that was on a Tuesday or something like that. No, I'm sorry, Wednesday evening. And I didn't get to Kenya until like early Thursday morning their time, which was like, I was like 5 in the morning, 4 o'clock, 5 in the morning. I was in Kenya. Like I got there on a Thursday, which was like the 4th of March. So I left on the 2nd, but I didn't get there till the 4th, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool, so it was about a day of travel for the most part,
Okay. And you got do you have TV on the flight or a video or like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was TV on the flight, man. I personally like, so for me, like, because I was in the military and I've flown, and also because I've been to, Africa, that was my 4th time. My second wife was from South Africa. And so I had been to South Africa like 3 times. Right. And so that's a 15-hour flight direct from Atlanta to Johannesburg. Delta was running a flight every day, 2 flights, I think a day, 2 or 3 a day at the time. So I had, and I've been in the military. I've been to the Middle East, man. I've been, I was stationed in Dubai. I'm sorry, I was in not Dubai. I mean, Qatar. I was in Qatar in 2003. Then 2010, we had a deployment over into in Kuwait or what have you. Traveling to Iraq. So, I've been on these. For me, I've done this so many times throughout, my life or whatever. It's not like, honestly, like the first half was 11. That was easy. That was so easy, man. This went by quick, It went by quick.
How you do it, bro? I'll be struggling with 5.
You be struggling with a 5-hour flight? I don't know, man. It's like
I'd be hating anything over 5. But give me a shout out to my man to Damar. He in the building. MOT's in the building. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Now you said that you've been to South Africa, right?
Yeah.
And then you've been to, of course, you love Kenya. What's like the biggest differences you see between the two countries?
Man, living in South Africa or going to South Africa is like going to the States. That's the difference. It's like it's the standard of living is equivalent to being in the United States, like for real. And that was 10 years ago. So I could imagine what it is now. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been since 2011. That was the last time I went. But when
you're basically saying that the overall infrastructure is better.
Yes, the overall infrastructure, everything is very. I mean, you're living in a first world country compared to Kenya, where I was actually surprised when I got to Kenya because again, my understanding of what Africa was South Africa at that point. You know what I mean? And I didn't think Kenya would be that far off from it. And in certain ways, it was. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, you know, getting used to like they're not all the roads are paved in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? Like that was new to me. Me seeing like, you know, the people walking animals and you're gonna sell.
I was just trying to get it back in the back end. I don't know why it does that. It puts it right on the screen when you try to get it back. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit further down the line. But go ahead, what you saying?
Down the line. That was different. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, seeing open sewage, stuff like that. You know, that was my first. People walking like cows in the middle of a street. You know,
talking about Kenya right now, right?
Was that
talking about Kenya now?
Talking about Kenya, yeah. Like that was you know news to me. That was like you know wild to me to see that, man. We're in a very highly urbanized environment, and like dog. When I saw it, I just started cracking up, man. Like this guy, he was literally walking his cows down a regular freaking street, dog. We talking about a highway, you know, like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, what? Cows, goats, you know. Just everybody just, you know, like it ain't nothing, man. They just, you know, the buses are just driving around, you know what I'm saying? You know, they just, you know, they're going around the person. So like that was like, oh, okay. I didn't think Kenya was that off because, you know, again, Kenya is like the mecca of East Africa. It's the most developed country in East Africa. So I'm thinking like, oh, okay, Kenya is kind of like how South Africa is, you know, not so much. But it's, I mean, in certain areas, it's very westernized, like in certain parts of Nairobi, like the Westlands, Kilauea, Kilimani. Those are the more higher upper end portions of Nairobi. That was where actually they have street lights. Because like the first, like all while I was there, I never saw a street light. You know what I mean? I want to say not all while I was there, but for like the first couple of weeks, a week or so while I was there. Then I actually got taken to Westlands. And because I was originally in Parklands, when I was in Westlands, it was like, oh, okay, you know, they got a mall, they actually got like lights for, you know, for traffic and everything. Well, other places throughout the other parts of Nairobi, no, you know, it's basically traffic circles, you know.
Now is South Africa, is it much more expensive than Kenya?
Now the funny thing about it is, now again, it was 11 years ago when I was in South Africa. And but I was talking to my ex-wife when I was in Kenya, and I told her what I was paying for my room that I, you know, for where I was staying, and she was like, "Yo, you paying too much." She's like, "You paying way too much." Now I was paying like $552 for a month, and she was like, "Yo, you can get a whole house out here in Joburg for that."
Oh wow,
yeah.
You know what's funny, man? Like we get gringo tax wherever we go, even if it's in Africa, because I just found out I'm paying double for my spot. I'm like, damn, I'm paying double. I can understand 100 or two, but sometimes they double up on us, man.
Yeah, definitely. You know, but again, it was a fully furnished place. Of course, they're gonna have to, if someone's putting their house on Airbnb, what I'm retail is not what it costs, because that would make no sense, right? You know, they're not making any money. Yeah, but I did, yeah, definitely. Now, if I had went and so what I did discover though is that most of you can find, you know, unfurnished, brand new apartments, on average anywhere between, depending on what you know, how good, new, how many amenities and stuff like that, between like 150 up to like 300, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom apartments. I put in the link. I put the link in the chat. If you guys scroll all the way up, you scroll all the way up in the beginning of the chat. I actually put in links, you know, to some YouTubers that cover, you know, because there's whole YouTubers that's all they do is like they go and look at certain apartments in Nairobi, you know what I mean, and give you the deals on what those apartments are going for. You can get like you can get a real nice 2 bedroom place for like 3 something, man. You know,
nice.
But that wasn't my situation though. I needed somewhere that was furnished. You know, if I was going to stay in there longer, it would make sense for me to get into a lease, but I wasn't staying. I was only staying for 3 months. So it ended up being like, you know, better for me to rent month to month. Obviously, I'm getting charged, you know, that's why I'm paying more money month to month or what have you. Yeah. So this
Okay, so you want to discuss the real estate more? So you talking about as far as purchasing properties or rental properties?
I was just talking about rental properties, what you can find on Airbnb, right? And the various different differences in prices. I found, like I said, I found a lot while I was there. Let me share my screen again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is Airbnb. I put in what I already put in the month, so I just gave show me from January 1st to the 31st, and it came up with these different prices, right? Because that's really where because I didn't know that you could actually do this until I actually got there. I got there and I was looking. I ended up like a month in. I ended up having to find I had to switch up the place that I was staying in.
Now is that a beach right there?
No, there's no beaches. No, that's a forest.
Okay.
So yeah. Nairobi is like is like kind of like in the middle of the country.
Okay, I got you.
So if you scroll out, this is Kenya. Yeah, so this is Kenya, right? So I would say like this area right there. This is Nairobi. Now Mombasa, right here. This is your beach area, right? This is your beach part.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to go when I was there because it was one. Oh, come on now. Let me see. I need power. Let me put in my power. Hold on, I might put in some power real quick. I didn't go to Mombasa, but Mombasa is the beach area. And from Nairobi, it's like basically $10 for a train ride from Nairobi. I believe it's it's under 4 hours to get there by train. I don't know how much it would be for bus. Dennis the National, he covers a lot of Kenya as well. Dennis the National, check out his website, on his YouTube channel, as well as Coop's Corner. He's in South Africa right now. At least the latest he was in South Africa. But Jackson Cooper, I promote him a lot.
Of Mombasa or Kenya?
I'm sorry, this is Mombasa right here.
Okay, I just saw something for 290. Okay.
Yeah. This is Mombasa. And again, like I said, this is the beach area. So if you're trying to go somewhere to the beach, again, I don't have any experience because I haven't gone. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gone or what have you. I didn't get to go because they actually had a 5-county lockdown. If you were in Nairobi and 5 counties that surround Nairobi, for a while I was there, you could not travel outside of Nairobi. You needed a pass to travel outside of Nairobi or what have you. And there was checkpoints and all of that. So, they didn't lift that ban until like maybe 2 weeks before I was about to leave.
Hey, can you click on that apartment right there? Oh, that is in Mombasa, but I just want to see.
It's Mombasa. Yeah. I was just trying to show you the distance.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. You got a lot of good stuff, man. So yeah, this is Mombasa. I was, in Kent. I was in Nairobi. Damn, I don't lost my. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so I could talk about Nairobi better. Damn it. Let me
290.
Yeah, but I think it's a different city. Hold on. I lost my let me search again. It'll probably put me back in the area that I need to be because I moved away. Yeah, it's a different city. Hold on now. Search. I shouldn't have probably done that because now it's not doing it.
It's all good, man.
Let me just refresh.
Let me get to some of these comments. You can get that.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Shout out to my dude, Life of Bill's in the building. What's going on, Life of Bill? Jim Jerry's in the building. We still got Lee Bradford. Lee Bradford says, I went to Johannesburg, South Africa in 2015 and went back in 2019. Certain areas of Johannesburg is like living in Southern California. I love Johannesburg. Very interesting,
man. Joburg is where it's at, man. I did like it while I was there. I do want to go to Durban, like you. I know you interviewed the brother that was in Durban.
Yeah, no excuse. Yeah, he loves Durban, man.
Yeah, man.
But Johannesburg doesn't have a beach, right?
No, it's just like Nairobi. It's in the mountains. It's high in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? It's similar to like San Francisco or something like that, or Denver. You know what I mean? Like it's really high up. Same thing with Joburg as well. It's in the mountains. It's in the mountain range. You know what I mean? Mountain portion of the country. Whereas, like I said, Mombasa is and a couple other beaches are the beach areas, the eastern coast of Kenya. Same with Durban and Cape Town. Cape Town and Durban are like beach areas for South Africa or what have you. But again, I don't have personal experience with that. So like I said, you can see anything up to here. This was $793 a month. So that's one thing I didn't know, right? Was that you can go on an Airbnb and if you put in if you put in over a month's time, because actually I was looking for 2 months. And you'll get, you won't get per night. You actually get, you
get a monthly discount.
Yeah, you get a discount. So the place where I was at, unfortunately, it won't let me look because actually I had saved. These were some ones that I was looking at the time I was there. This is the place where I stayed in, but when I click on the link, it won't come up. But I actually chose this one, and then she went up in her price obviously because it was $552 when I was there. I was $596, and it was a 1-bedroom apartment. It was fully furnished, had a balcony and everything. I wish I had done this first because I actually had someone help me look for a place the first time, right? And I got it. I moved into this place. It was way smaller. You know what I mean? It was only like a 1-bedroom. It was like a guest, basically what they call a DSQ, a designated service quarters. And I was paying literally the same amount of money, $550 something, for way little space. And then I ended up having to leave because the neighbors were complaining about I was making noise or whatever. Really what it was is I had too many women coming over there, dog, and they didn't.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
That's really what it was, dude. Because I'm making noise, I'm like,
you had too much of this going on, huh?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I only had 2. Yeah, it was a trip. It was a big blowout too, man. The police were called and everything. It was
okay. So yeah, they're getting it. Okay.
Oh, it was a big blow up, man. Real big blow up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the lady what happened was somebody helped me find the first place. Then the lady, she was renting from the owner, and she wasn't allowed to sublet, right? And it's funny enough,
they little dance on out here.
Yeah, I didn't even meet this chick. I met her after I left, and then it is we didn't. She ended up going her separate ways. But anyway,
okay. Oh, it's right. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, that's old girl.
That's a hell of a dress.
Yeah, this was her birthday party. Yeah, she's a trip, man. She really thinks high of herself, man. I had to block her ass, dog, because she was getting on my nerves.
Oh, that's for Patron. That's for Patreon. Let me go back over here.
Yeah. So that's old girl's birthday. That was her birthday party. She had sent me. This is after I had left.
She's beautiful, man. Is that her real complexion?
Huh?
Is that her real complexion?
Yeah, that's her real complexion. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, man. It's a lot of it's not everyone's super dark there. It's all different types of shades there, man. And she wasn't one of those girls that bleached. You know what I'm saying? You kind of tell when somebody's bleaching. It looks a certain way. You know what I mean? That was my wife, my ex.
Okay.
I think more of the pictures I had earlier that I sent you were, earlier on. But well before that,
Yeah, I'm trying to not click on the Patreon picture. This is what I'm doing. Okay.
Yeah. Let's just wait till the Patreon to get into it, man, about all of that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will.
Special, yeah, she thinks she's special, girl. Yes, same girl. I had to cuss her ass out the other day, man. Yeah,
there you go, man. Bro. All right, shout out to Julian Brown with $2 super chat, man. I appreciate that, my bro. Good looking.
I'll tell you on the Patreon. I'll tell you the story about her, dude. I see. Yeah, man. Hey, it happens, man. People finesse you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh. Yeah. I'm gonna say for the Patreon, man. We'll say about that for the Patreon.
But
bro, I
mean,
appreciate you coming on the show, man.
damn, it's already an hour.
Yeah, man, it's getting close to that time. But what we'll do is we'll reconvene on the Patreon, bro. We'll really chop it up,
Yeah, getting some more
about the dating life of out there in Kenya. You can really get
Bro, I was busting them down when I was there, dog. I tell you,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? I tell you my body count, real live body count, man. I ain't lying to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause I was adding it up. You know what I mean? I was like, literally, because I'm like, man, if I catch something from one of these chicks, I'm hey, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I made sure I was like, who this person? Then I had it written down, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you the last little quick question. Yeah. As far as we just keep it real quick. Beauty. Do you see more beautiful women in South Africa or Kenya? Or is it hard to rate? Because when people ask me, are they prettier in Colombia or Brazil? I'm like, man, it's so difficult because they're beautiful in both countries.
Yeah.
So is it difficult to rate?
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing. When I was in South Africa, I was quote unquote married. So I wasn't like out there. You know what I'm saying? Out there. Now, mind you, I did get. But
I'm saying, what did you see out there though?
What did I see? I mean, from what I can remember, man, like, yeah, there was definitely some beautiful women there, dude. Like, especially like any other, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so in South Africa, you got like these three or four different racial categories there. Now, for us,
three different black categories.
Well, no. There's only one black category, but then you got the color category, right? So the color.
Okay, so what's color?
Okay, so bring up my ex-wife, the one that I showed you. Bring her up.
Is this her? Hold on.
That's the one you was like, no, the one that you was like, you saw the picture, you was like, whoa, what's she working with? You know what I'm saying? Bring that picture.
Hold on. Let me find that real quick. Is it? You got
some people would think that she would be colored, because you know what I'm saying. But they don't have that in Kenya. Kenya, they don't have that. But in Zimbabwe, in Namibia, in South Africa,
you know what I'm saying. Hold on, I'm trying to scroll to it.
Yes, that's her. Yes. Okay. What do you think? What does she look like to you?
She looks like a black woman to me.
Well, they're colored over. She's a colored in where she's from. They have a whole racial category called colored.
Okay, so are you saying like light-skinned women are called?
It's not even light-skinned, man, because you could actually have dark-skinned women. That's the Kenyan girl. She's Kenyan. Keep going by. Okay, but go back. Yeah. So to give you an example, that's just one example of a colored girl. Or
this is the picture you're talking about.
That's.
She's nice, bro. Look at that body. I mean, all respect, but
I mean, say my wife no more, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you was working with something over there, brother. Shit. I mean, that's a hell of a body. That's all natural.
Yeah, man. I mean, and that's like I was telling you, that was actually since this year. That was 2021. She sent me that one. She sent me that picture when I was in Kenya. I was supposed to go to South Africa. I had bought my flight and everything, but me and her had a difference of opinion. So I was like, you know what? All right, why am I wasting my time?
Like what Bill said, she owed it for real. Yeah, she has a very I mean, do you have a big workout culture out there, or it's just how they do
it? Workout? Here's the funny thing about it was like, you know what I'm saying? She thinks that she's like overweight.
Oh hell no! I mean,
so you know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, yeah. I was like, you still look good to me, because she's like, oh, I look old now. You know what I mean? Because but so like we were only married for like a year or so. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like we were only married like a year. I mean, like real. We were only married for a short period of time.
Hey, for those people that don't know, how many times you been married, bro?
I've been legally married 3 times. I've been religiously married 6.
Okay,
real talk. You know
6 times. Okay,
right. 6 times. But of those 6 times, I've only really been like, with the person, like only 5. You know what I'm saying? Because one of those we did a marriage. It was all long distance. We didn't even meet physically. So but I still counted because I paid a mahar. You know what I mean? I paid.
You
So
can't
I paid
just,
him a hard account.
bro. Hold on. You can't just skip over that real quick.
Yeah.
So hold on. You was in a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
And you got married.
We got married long distance. So here's the thing. The girl was living in the woman was living
I gotta put you on full screen so you can explain that. Hold on.
Okay. So in Islam, okay, for everyone who does it, you can see out of my name is written out, right? That I prescribe to Islam. And so in Islam, you can do a marriage without neither of the people being there. Like she wasn't there, I wasn't there. So the marriage was performed in Gambia, right? So she was a West African, right? So, but she was working in Dubai. We met on a Muslim dating site. I want to say dating site. It's actually a matrimonial site. The purpose of the website is for you to look for, your next husband or your next wife, right? Depending on what gender you are, right? So we talked, for a few months. Again, I'm Muslim, so in Islam, there's not like this idea of dating. You don't date. You know what I'm saying? You either court, or you get married, or you fornicate, and that's sinning, right? It's like no in between. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a respectable Muslim, you the idea of having a girlfriend, all of that, like that's not good, and that's not allowed. That's not. I mean, not to say people don't do it, but all in all, that's not a proper situation. You shouldn't be going to eat with your girlfriend or something like that. Like you get a wife, man. So that was that was again the main push of why I'm not afraid of marriage, and also too. Also the circumstances are different as well. Like, we don't have, we have an option of being in polygamy. So like, getting married isn't like the end of the day.
Okay. Okay. So explain to me. Okay. I got you. But explain to me why you decided to get married in a long distance relationship.
Well, okay. So the idea was.
Come on, man.
I mean, the idea is that we were going to be together. You know what I mean? And also, we doing our little stuff online and there. I mean, what else do you have when you're in a long distance relationship?
I mean, okay, I feel what you're saying. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like I said, if I'm an observant Muslim, I can't be doing that, man. I can't be looking at. We for her to be showing me anything online and me to show anything online, we need to be in a marriage, because that's fornication of the eye. It's called zina. Bro. That's called zina, man. Zina. You can have fornication of the eye, man. You know what I'm saying? So okay. So
Don't go down on music. He said, "Here we go again."
Here we go again. I'm just telling you, that's what it is, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, hold on. They're getting on you in the chat, bro. It said Team Raw Dog, Team African Baby Mamas.
Yay. Hey, I'm all about it too, man. I'm all about having a baby. Because guess what? Here's my strategy with the African Baby Mamas, right? It's way cheaper to her to be a baby mama in Africa than it does, because there's no child support in Kenya. Now, I heard there's child support in Johannesburg. That's real. But no,
so let me ask you this real quick.
Go ahead.
You in Kenya. So the average Kenyan woman, they're cool with the whole polygamy structure.
Yes, even non-Muslims. Because like, listen, what I'm telling you, most of the women I dealt with out there, bro, were Christian or came from Christian households. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like the two, like I sent you the video of the two women that I was actually with.
Let me ask you this real quick. As far as we gotta see that video again too. When you have a woman, you have a girlfriend. I mean, I understand that it's cool to have two wives, but is she cool with you sleeping with other women that are not, your girlfriend?
I mean, technically, no, of course not. No, that's not cool. You know what I mean? That's not above board. But tripping. You said OG tripping. Listen, man. Like I said, again, it's a whole different concept. We see. So this is what we call it. See, like you all listening from the kuffar mindset, right? Y'all the non-believers. So it's like I'm making no sense whatsoever. Why would you marry somebody you haven't met in person or whatever, blah, 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 so on and so forth. It's a whole different set. That's why Muslims say we different.
How did you know you wasn't being catfished though?
No, it was her, man. It was her. Like we
saying,
did video. We did no. It was her. 100%.
Okay, I did video.
Yeah, we did video.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We did everything in video that you can do. You know what I mean? I had to go see her people too, man. I had to go see her people and everything. You know, I had to go down to Nashville. You know what I mean? Visit her people to verify. They were checking me out. They, you know what I'm saying? They were like, "Yo, we need to make sure that you know that this is he legit and everything." So like, I had to go to Nashville and go visit one of her stepfather's relatives or whatever. They hosted me and everything. It was real nice, man. I came back to the D. They signed off on it. I paid the mahar. You know what I mean? And you know, we were married. You know what I'm saying? They did the ceremony over in Gambia. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's possible in Islam. It's not normal. Normally it doesn't happen. But you know, for this particular, we were serious. You know, I was serious about her. She was serious.
And what ultimately ended up happening? What was the end result?
Ultimately ended up happening. I ended up giving her I gave her a talak, man. She wanted a talak because she kind of tripped out on me, dude, and I just wasn't having it. She tripped out.
What's a talak?
A talak is a divorce. I gave her a divorce because she asked for the divorce, and I gave her a divorce. Which all you have to say is, I talak you. I talak you 3 times. Marriage is over.
And you don't got to pay no money or nothing.
No, in fact, and here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. Actually, my heart by Islamic Sharia law, because she asked for it, she had no real reason to ask for it. She had no real reason whatsoever. But she got pissed. So what happened was I got pissed at her because she said something. She said something to me out of pocket. You know what I mean? And she low key tried to act like, you know, try to basically, you know, say that, you know, use her fidelity as an excuse to try to make me act a certain way. So she basically, so one day she got in contact with me, right? And here's the crazy thing is, like, I had talked to her that weekend. You know what I mean? I mean, she's over in Dubai. I'm over here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's an 8-hour difference on 8-hour difference on a good day, right? And I had spoken to her that weekend. I spoke to her Friday. Her birthday had came. I sent her some money for her birthday. We talked. Here comes Monday. Hey, can I talk to you? I'm like, okay, fine. What is it? What's going on? Oh, you know, I just feel like, you know, I have to ask permission to call you and everything. Because she knew I had a family. She knew that I had, you know what I'm saying, kids and all of that, so on and so forth. My wife knew about her, you know what I'm saying? Because once I got serious, I tell my wife. Like, my wife
that puts everything a little bit more in context, that you already was married.
Yeah, I'm already married. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I already told my wife and everything. You know, so anyways, but I'm like, I was like, look, just like you contacted me this time, you can contact me this time. Then she made this critical thing that she stated. She was like, you know, because sometimes, you know, you don't want to drive somebody into cheating or something like that. I'm like, cheating? Like, what? I'm like, what? I said, let me tell you this right now. Like, honestly, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, for real, dude. I said, I don't. Hey, listen, you can go on somewhere. Basically, you could kick rocks. Like, you're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're not gonna change my behavior or make me feel like, you know, oh, well, what do you mean? Blah blah blah. I'm like, F that, dude. I straight up didn't talk to her for like 2 months. For 2 months, she didn't. Cause you know what I'm saying? Because then she doubled down on it. She's like, oh, that's not what I'm saying. Blah 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 blah. I ain't talked to her for. You know what I'm saying? I didn't talk to her for 2 months. I had so much going on. I was going through a divorce. You know what I'm saying? I was getting, you know, I got married to my, I had a bunch of stuff going on. Babies was coming, all types of stuff, man. So ultimately then she contacted me, was like, so what are we going to do? You didn't even call me. You haven't talked to me for 2 months. I'm like, you haven't talked to me for 2 months. I'm like, it's easy. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, yeah, that's a possibility, bro. I don't know. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? For all them cats that talk about I was blue pill, dude. Like, I don't give a damn, bro. I don't move for no chick. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Did you have to send over money into a dowry to marry her? Basically, yeah. That's why I said I paid her mahar. That's what that is in Islam. When you pay a mahar, one of the conditions on getting married is you pay a mahar. Well, you know what I mean? You know, and that's it.
Okay.
See, that's what something would sound like a headache to deal with, OG. I mean, you know, but again, if that's what something is a headache for y'all, like, women ain't a headache, bro, unless you let them be a headache. You know what I'm saying? Point blank. Like,
what's the word you can use? Talik? 3 times?
Yeah, I gave her talik, dude. That was it. And like I said, and honestly, she had no legal reason to ask for a talik. But she wanted it, and so I gave it to her. No big deal. And in fact, she was that money was supposed to come back to me because A, we never consummated our marriage, and two, you know what I'm saying? We never consummated the marriage, and two, you know what I mean? She wanted it. She had no reason, so she should have been paying me my money back. But it's like
Islam, it's a incentive for the women to want to stay married, basically.
Yeah, you got to exactly.
That's the opposite of what we have here,
right?
You know, in America, saying? Basically, exactly. Where they benefit off of destroying the family, basically.
Yeah, and also in a lot of Islamic countries, the kids go with the father, or you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. So that's why they say like, oh, you know, that's why all these Western people talk about Islam is down on women, and no, it's not down on women. It actually gives a lot of women a lot of rights because it's like her money is her money and my money is her money. You know what I'm saying? Like any money that women make is theirs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, that's why I totally understand when we hear, you know, especially when Myron talks about it on Fresh and Fit about, you know, nobody cares about what a woman makes because if you coming from not my frame already, like I got to handle mine. Like everything I do, I'm handling. My wife, you know what I'm saying, may help me once in a while, may pay like a phone bill or something, if, you know, once in a while. But pretty much that's it. I'm paying all of my bills, everything, independent. I don't need you. I'm not doing 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't need you. You can come and go, whatever. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately what has happened is that because I'm so much on this polygamy thing, for real, you know, if I lose a wife, okay, well, I'm looking for another one. So that's why the Eritrean one, that's why she ultimately got, you know, she like, you know what I'm saying, separated from me because she was like, you ain't gonna never stop. You know what I'm saying? You know, you ain't gonna never stop. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, because basically like what happens a lot of times is that they'll agree to it and then, you know, they'll do something to make one of the women leave. You know what I mean? Or it'll be, you know, bad blood or whatever. Somebody, you know, or they just leave, right? You know what I'm saying? They leave, whatever the case may be. It doesn't. So, you know, all right, then if that's the case, I'm going to be looking for another one, man. You know what I mean? So, and attitudes about this are changing even in the West. But, you know, like I said, in Kenya, though, what I found quite different, even from South Africa, where in South Africa, there's more Muslims. There's more Muslims in South Africa than it is in Kenya. But what I found to be, though, because my second wife, the one that, you know, the picture that you showed, that was her issue, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she really wasn't, she accepted, but she, you know what I'm saying? But when it came down to, you know, her and my first wife is American. So like, I've been married to 3 African Americans and I've been married to 3 Africans. Okay. And so
that's a different one. That's a different one right there, right?
Yeah, that's the Eritrean. That's the Ethiopian Eritrean, right?
I know he be getting married, boy. Ain't nothing wrong with that, though.
I mean, yeah, man. Like I said, if you're a Muslim and if anyone, like if you're a Muslim and you're about your religion, you know, it's like it don't matter about what anybody else says. It's about what God is going to say to me. I believe I'm gonna return to my Creator one day, and all the things that I've done, that I'm gonna have to account for. You know, I'm not saying I'm perfect. By no means. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I've done everything right or anything like that. But, you know, I do have somewhat of a conscience. And it's like, okay, you know, I'm not going to sit up and be in a fornication situation forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I can't be in that situation forever. I need to, you know what I mean, go. And like all of them have been Muslims except for my one wife. My oldest son's mother, she was just a regular girl from Detroit. You know, and funny enough, she lasted long in that.
I got a quick question. They said, did you get a refund?
Get a refund? No, I didn't get a refund. You think she's gonna pay me back? It was like $1,000 mahar. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so can you give us kind of a guesstimate of the average you would pay?
It depends, man. It depends on the woman, dude. It really does. It depends on the woman. Depends on the culture. You know what I'm saying? It really does. It really depends. Like, to give an example, so the very first time I ever paid mahar was for my second wife, the South African. She was the second wife that I married. When I married my first wife, who's African American, I really wasn't practicing my deen. So we would just marry. You got married like at the courthouse. We weren't. I wasn't really into Islam now. Well, eventually I did end up doing the Islamic marriage as well. But, you know, when I married my first wife, she was like, look, you know, she made it. She was like, listen, I'm already married before. I want to be with you. You know what I mean? I'm making $500 US. You know what I mean? That's a small amount. That's a small amount.
And that money goes to her father.
No, that goes to her. Technically, it's supposed to go to the wife.
Oh,
it's supposed to go to the wife, man. That's in
Hold
Islam.
on. So I thought dowries go to the fathers and the family of the woman.
It depends on what culture you're in, but Islamically, no, it's supposed to go to the wife. That's her money. Now, in certain cultures, in like Africa, you paid like the parents and you pay the money. You know what I'm saying? It's like twice. You pay twice. They expect you got to pay the father or the parent something, and you pay the wife the mahar. You know what I mean? And it could be as little as $1, man, to as big as 10, 15, 20,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, them Arabs out there in the Middle East and stuff, they paying some big old mahars. Ain't nothing small.
Quick question. Do African women play that marriage game to get the dowry?
I mean, no. I mean, because African, honest with you, if you're most of Africa is secular and just like the States. They're Western, you know what I'm saying? They're westernized. You saw old girl in the picture, right? The one, who's like, oh, she looks nice. You know what I mean? Like, she did all of that herself, dude. Like you can find them just as stuck up. No, do you have to, it's not like, oh, you got to marry me before you get play. You know what I'm saying? No, but if you were going to marry them, you were serious about marrying them, right? Almost every African tradition, like kind of like universal, regardless of tribe or anything, right? You're going to, at some point go to her father, you know what I'm saying, or parents or whoever. Then it would be expected to, pay some money or what have you, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Whether they're this or that. Now, like I said, now if they're Muslim, then you got the Muslim stuff on top of it. You know what I mean? Because you have the religion and then you have culture, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like you got religion and cultures. A lot of times it could like a 3-layer cake or multiple layer cake. It's like two different things on top of it. So, yeah. So like honestly, the mahars I paid, like to be truthful, the highest mahar I ever paid was to my last wife. And what she's Black American, you know what I mean? That she asked for the highest. She asked for the highest amount, And
what was that, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't feel like talking about it, man. I don't feel like talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It was more than $1,000. You know what I'm saying? Let's say that. It could be whatever they want it to be. Honestly, it's up to you to negotiate and say, well, yay or nay. You know what I mean?
I mean, does it have to particularly be money? Can it be like an asset?
It could be an asset. You could give them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I ended up doing. I actually ended up deeding my house in my wife's name. I ended up doing that instead because she asked for a certain amount and I didn't have that amount. So as promissory to me paying the amount, I deeded my house. And this is her uncle. Her uncle was like, he was negotiating. He was giving me a hard time too. He was giving me a hard time, because he already knew I was married. You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, we don't do just nikah marriages here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, I'm married. I'm not going to divorce my wife to, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm legally married to my wife. I'm not going to divorce my wife to marry your niece. You know what I'm saying? Like so she could be the legal wife, right? Like that's not going to happen. So in lieu of doing that, again, it's a negotiation. You know what I mean? It's a negotiation. So what I did was like, okay, well, I'll deed my house because my house is 100% paid for. And it's just, it ain't worth nothing really, in the real, and I bought it off the tax auction, but it's my house. I don't pay anything but property taxes on it. I said, so in lieu of me paying the amount that she's asking, because I don't have all that right now, I'll deed the house in her name and then once I pay the amount off, she can deed it back to me. You know what I'm saying? And because his whole thing was like, well, if you don't have the amount, well, what's going to ensure what do I have to ensure that you're even going to pay it or not? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that, man. It's like it's a legal thing, man. It's like a back and forth. And then
got you.
The imam married us. There was 2 witnesses. And that was that. We got married in the masjid. We had a little reception at our masjid or whatever. Our mosque. For you all don't know that word, most of them say masjid, not mosque. But anyway,
okay, man. We've been there for a little minute, man. I appreciate you coming on the show. You drop a lot of good information to us. Let me read this super chat real quick from my good dude Ash L. He says, "I stick to my busty Latinas because all I need is 50 cents."
Hey, you know what?
and a drink.
Hey, we get on the Patreon. That's where we could talk about what actually happened when I was there. I didn't marry nobody when I was there. You know what I'm saying?
Dude out here polygamy tricking.
Polygamy tricking. You know, man. Hey,
man.
It is, you know.
Whatever makes you happy, man. Whatever makes you happy.
You know.
Hey, bro, we're gonna continue this conversation. We're gonna get a little bit more detail in the Patreon with some receipts.
Yeah.
So, bro, once again, appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Check out Cooper's Corner, man. Coop Jackson. I put in some links for my barber that I was out there, Kenny the barber. I didn't get to shout out his name when I was here. Check out his Instagram. It's all, if you go into the comment section, the live comments, you go all the way up. I put them all the way up to the top. There was some links on looking at real estate in Kenya or what have you, or you know, if you want to, I would say basically rental property. I wouldn't say real estate like to buy. Check out those links that I posted, and it's in the YouTube chat. If you go all the way up to the top, but yeah, so shout out to those people, man. And I have a show called the Freedmen's Collective. Where we talk about reparations and current events. So if you want to check out the Freedmen's Collective, check out my show with my 3 other compadres.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming on. Peace.